David, Valerie, Ed, PD, Alan, Maurizio, Rungamer, Scott, RP. Good morning, everybody. Got my pineapple monster. Pineapple, how's it going? We are getting the flush out finally. For feels like months, weeks, whatever. I warned about a pullback. The pullback we were getting, we got 3%, and then it, just kind of grinding down. No fear, no pop in the VIX. But now, we're getting that flush out. This is what all good corrections are made of. I know it feels horrible, especially if you were doubting me and going long. Bitcoin even got a big flush out yesterday after the close. It's kind of funny that the mainstream media blaming it on SpaceX closing out their $300 million Bitcoin position. But what's funny is the drop occurred 3 hours after that news was published on the Wall Street Journal. So it's not like it was not widely, it was like some little tweet or something like that. I mean, the Wall Street Journal published it, and then it took 3 hours, and then the big drop happened. Then Coinbase, maybe more what happened was Coinbase had a problem, and nobody could do transactions, and then people freaked out that the world was burning down, maybe thinking that Coinbase got hacked. Anyway, it's basically what I said was going to happen, that we would get a big flush out, probably wait a couple days, maybe into the weekend, and then we'll see Bitcoin probably shoot right back up. It's just kind of the pattern. Anyway, I don't know what to say. I mean, it just it did exactly what I was kind of expecting it to do. So let's go ahead and do the disclaimer. All trading involves a substantial risk of loss. Should not use money you cannot afford to lose in this game, because past performance is not necessarily indicative of future results. I may be full of crap. I may never get another one of these right again. But, I tend to get it right more than I get it wrong. Otherwise, you all wouldn't be here. And this presentation here is intended to be informational, educational, and fun. It is not a recommendation to buy or sell anything, financial instrument, or otherwise. And if you desire personal financial advice, you need to consult a financial advisor with a fiduciary duty to take care of you. So, all right. Remember, this is not a request show, but I will look at something if you think it's moving. So the goal of this show is to look for movers. And if you want to chat with me while I'm live, right over here, right down here, click that link, that subscribe button right there. Click that, and you can chat with me in just a few seconds. And if you're already a subscriber, great. Make sure you hit the bell with the notifications. That way you get notified when I go live again on Monday and Tuesday and Wednesday and Thursday and Friday. And remember, I have a request show Tuesday evenings at 5 p.m. Eastern, where you can give me all the tickers you want, and I will try to cover them all. Now, if you want to hang out with me all day, my time is valuable, and I charge people to hang out with me. I go above and beyond for those that put a little financial incentive in me. So if you click the link in the description, you join me for like $5. You get to join my Discord server, and you can make any request of charts for me all day. Remember, though, just asking me for my thoughts, I'm going to think that I don't look at whatever chart it is most of the time. So anyway, I like to have bias and know what you're trying to achieve with a chart. So let's pop back in, look at the calendar before we actually jump into the disaster that is the market this morning. So wrapping up the week here, no real news today. That's cool. We had John Deere reporting earnings this morning, and kind of a bad timing for John Deere. Next week, we look at it kind of benign. We got some Fed members speaking on Tuesday. Monday, real benign. Tuesday, Fed members speaking just wherever they booked a spot. Then coming in, we have Wednesday, we have some European news and lots of European news, a little bit of Canadian news. Then flash services and flash manufacturing PMI on Wednesday. That's during the market open. And then Thursday, coming in with the unemployment, core durable goods, and blah, blah, blah. And Jackson Hole starts right here. Jackson Hole is where the Fed and all their cronies get together and kind of lay out the plan for the year and what they think. And, it's really about who has the fastest jet and all that sort of stuff. But let's not get into all that. Now, Friday, we have consumer sentiment. The Jackson Hole Symposium continues, and the Jackson Hole symposium continues into the weekend. So that Jackson Hole news will probably hit us more the following week, in that last week of August. Can you believe we're already wrapping up August? I mean, seriously, what the heck? Where did this year go? We're going to be into the last quarter before you know it. So let's go ahead and pop back up and talk about what's moving though. Shall we? Where's the path? So I outlined down to the roadmap line. I think I mentioned we could go straight there. It wasn't my preferred scenario, but if we hang out very long right in here below this orange zone, it's looking highly likely we come right down here. That can be 42.50 at the top. Typically we poke down below, which could take us down to like 4,200. Now, I mentioned for a long time that I kind of expected us to go to 4,300, where we topped out right here. Come back, retest that. That would be classic, that we would retest that point right there. We didn't stop there on the way up. We just blasted right on through. We did come back test it right here. Got a little overexcited. It would be super classic price action to come back and test that point at the minimum. Now, the big red flag, the biggest red flag in the market, right here, this high, right here. This is the important one, right there. Let me draw a big arrow to it, right here. That high from back there in February of this year. If we get below that, the odds have greatly increased that we are going down for a lower low than we made in October. Now, I'm not just talking like a spike down or reverse. That's okay. If we get below that and stay down there for more than a day or two, watch out. It becomes highly likely we get below this low right over here. That'll become the target, and we're going to drop and make an extension. What's that extension going to look like? Well, pull this over. Well, let me just clear some of these fibs off here because it's getting a little jumbled. Just clear it up and clean it up and draw a brand new fresh fib line from the bottom right there. To the top right there. That extension, looky right there, 32.96, possibly 3,000, even 29.50. And it may do this number. Where we go, right to here, right back up here, and right to there. Is that going to be an ouch? Yeah, that's going to be an ouch. Can it happen? Yeah. Can happen. Is that my primary expectation? No. Am I remiss if I don't mention that it can happen? Yeah, I would be remiss. So be careful out there, all right? It's not being wrong that costs you huge amounts of money. It's staying wrong. Like if you chase this and you're at some point, it's telling you you're wrong being long. All right? Go ahead and accept the fact you're wrong. If you stay wrong and you're long, it's going to cost you all the way into the bottom if that's where we're going. Have a plan, have a level, even if even if it voids your level, pick a level, stick to it, stick to your plan. Don't be like, oh, I'll give it a few points. Oh, I'll give it a few points. And then next thing you know, oh my gosh, I gave it 100 points. Oh, what's a few more? It's got to reverse here. Don't get into that. That's staying wrong. All right. It's not being wrong. It's staying wrong. Don't keep revising your plan. Let's be serious about this. All right. This is serious stuff. It's real money. It's my money. It's your money. Remember, the account you save may be your own. All right. Know the parameters. Know the path. This has always been possible that we would correct right back down here. And look, that was acceleration. I had that little channel going. I said if we break below, we might get some acceleration. Now, there's a little zone right here. This is all coming together, and we may come down in this zone right around 4,300 and find support. It could get there quickly. I mean, we could do that in one day. All right. Now look over here. Look in the past. Just in the not so distant past. Look at this move right here. That one, about 8 days. Look at that right there. We've taken a few more than that, but we may retrace that exact same move right there that we did back here in December. That's an echo in the market. We find support there and turn up, we can go higher again. That's why this is a key level. This one, we don't want to break below this high right here. We get below that high, it really starts changing the probability. So 4,200 is a key level. We get below 4,200, it's not looking too good. All right. Now, we're right in the zone for a reversal. Right in the zone. Somewhere between 30. If we poke down between 20, it's just a matter of start the timer before we rally again. All right. We don't usually hang out below 20 at all on the S5 FI. Unfamiliar, that's S&P 500 stocks above their 50-day moving average. Right now, we're down to 33%. If we get below 20%, that's reversal territory. We're already in reversal territory. Getting in the 30s is where we find bottoms lots of times. We find bottoms here. It's enough to freak everybody out, get a race psychology going, and then we find a reversal. Happens over and over and over. Sometimes we hang out and chop a little bit, but we tend to find reversals down here in this 33, 30 zone, 20 and 30, right in here. We're in the reversal zone. We get below 20, it's almost like a guaranteed reversal that we're going to see a rally. All right. Any questions, you can let me know in the chat. I'll come back. NQ overnight, continuing to push lower. ES overnight, continuing to push lower. That's S&P 500's futures. We're not even attempting to rally at this point. We're just accelerating. This is panic. Beautiful, beautiful panic. This is where the money gets made when this reverses. All right. NQ. Beautiful. Right down at the level. Like I mentioned back here in June that we would probably come back and fill this gap. That gap. Right there. It would not surprise me one iota. We didn't do the head and shoulders, so that's good. Don't have to worry about the huge drop. But it would not surprise me one iota, one little teeny bit, if we filled that gap right there on the futures. I mentioned that in June. We kept on going higher, kept on going higher. Now here we are, about to fill that gap. 2 months later. I drew it on the chart right there. I mean, I thought we would do it back here. We went higher. Now we're doing it. And we're so close now, it'd be ridiculous if we didn't fill that gap. So, right there. Futures don't usually gap. That was crazy. And there's the market open. Russell. Ooh, below the roadmap line. Probably going on down. Here's the zone. Here's the target. Right in here at this point. Right in that zone. ELF. Nice. I'm getting alerts everywhere. DE. That's on the first one on the list here. Beautiful move right to the roadmap line. Beautiful, beautiful. Broke below the trend line though. We'll talk about it here in just a second. Circle back, talk about oil. Oil holding the line so far, but I feel like we need one little flush out. Yesterday I said, maybe we see this bounce up, but looking like we may just flush on down. We hit that roadmap line. If we can find support there, turn up. 94 is the target up here. Of course, we do have resistance above us, but right there, 94. God, I'm getting alerts like crazy. GC. Potentially trying to find a bottom here. If we get below these lows over here, we're going on an extension. Bitcoin finally got the flush down to the roadmap line. Finally. We hold a higher low, everything's cool. We get below this low over here. I got lots of fib lines on here. Let's clean it up just a little bit. This low is important. And it doesn't matter which chart you look at it. You look at it on the futures chart, you look at it on the spot market chart. That low is important. Put it actually on the low. If we get below that low, watch out below. We can extend lower. Like I say, it doesn't matter which one you look at. Here's a spot market chart. We get below this low over here. Watch out. Now this is the flush out. We consolidated for weeks. I talked about this several days that we would get a flush. We may hold for a couple days and then potentially a pop. We get a flush. Happens on all different scales. Flush, hold for a few days, pop. Flush, hold for a few days, pop. Happens over and over. Hold for a few days, flush, hold for a few days, pop. That one didn't pop back up higher. So it led to a bigger decline. Then we got a couple flush days and pop. That was a higher high. If we hold a higher low, we're probably going on up. All right. Now, all the crypto miners, all the everything kind of falling that way. For those that thought I was full of crap, that Ethereum would drop down to this target area, looky, looky, we're right in the vicinity. I actually bought 2 Ethereum last night, and willing to buy some more if we dip on down, this 14 area. I believe this is probably that move that I was talking about. We didn't quite get lower low. Well, yeah, we did. We got lower low, so that satisfies all the pattern. That was lower than right there. Yeah, that's yeah, right there, beautiful. That was it. That was the flush out I was looking for. That satisfies the correction in Ethereum. I said Ethereum was something a little more bearish. Well, there it was, right there. We got it. Now, is it going to reverse immediately? You got me. Can it go lower? Can it break this? Yeah, it can go lower. Like we've shown that plenty of times in crypto. This thing had its bottom way back over here. That was the first move up, the retrace. Next move up, retrace. Right in the reversal zone. Beautiful. This next move, right here. At this point, if that holds the low, we're looking for a move to 3,000. Now, if we start breaking down, the level of support's right around 13 to 1400 right here. We get below that, we can go make a lower low. Right there. We get below that zone, we can extend down, get some extensions. Go make a lower low than we made back here in June of last summer. I don't think that's a lower probability path at this point, but again, I would be remiss if I didn't mention it. Dollar still showing some strength here. Interestingly enough, I bought about $3,000 in Bitcoin too last night. All my alarms were going off. It hit the gap down area or the downside target area. Right there, dollar if we can break out, and the next resistance is these highs right here. We get above those highs, that turns the tide to more bullish. Probably going to move on back up. Remember, it's not being wrong. I'm wrong plenty. There's multiple paths that any of these can take. There's a bullish path and a bearish path usually. If we get above this zone right here around 104.50, we're probably coming up to test this zone up here around 109. 109, 110, possibly even up to 111. Then if we turn down there, we're going lower. If we break on through, probably going to make a new high, like 118. Doesn't make any sense for a lot of people, but that may be what we do. All right, back to DE. If that is the bounce, this thing can go on a monster run. That was a beautiful move. Right back to the roadmap line. You may be like, JT, that's incredible. How did you know? I don't know. It's just the pattern. It's not that I knew. It's just the pattern. The pattern. So right there, I thought we might go. I thought we might hold up here. We didn't. We came on down to the roadmap line. If we get below it, something else is playing out. If we can bounce and come right back above it, set your alert like 415. That would be an aggressive entry. More conservatively, above 441, looking for 462, 478 on the upside. It's a potential long, but don't buy the knife. The knife can cut your arm off. It's not being wrong, staying wrong. I like to trade with the trend. Right now, this is counter trend if you're going down, because the trend is, this was a breakout. The bigger trend kind of going up. Now, DE is one of the canaries in the coal mine. The other one is CAT. Right now, CAT and DE are saying that we're probably going to go through a period of expansion in the markets. The markets being the economy. All right. They're both rather bullish. Usually, these things are in the basement because people quit buying new machines when the economy is about to turn down. Farmers, construction workers, all those, these guys sell the machines that build all the things, build all the facilities that we make the other stuff in. So right now, these are showing that we're actually in a recovery and expansion. We already did the correction, the recession, the whatever. That already happened. Whether anybody wants to admit it or not, that's what that was. This over here, that was the pullback. That was the recession. Now that we're breaking out, this is the expansion again. Even CAT right there, that was the pullback. That was the recession. This is the expansion. Now, if we get more continuation into pulling back again, we can go through another period of decline. But right now, these are both flashing that we're in an expansionary period, not a recessionary period. Recession was back here. And back here when these things weren't performing. Back here, that was a big decline. Right? We started it back here in 2021. That was the recession. This was a little mini one. Decline. These are expansions. You never knew that CAT and DE worked that way. Welcome to Knowledge Bomb. All right. HE continues to be pretty rough. Horrible situation out there in Hawaii. All right. Check the comments real quick. I haven't really done that for a few minutes. Mara and Coin. I think Mara's not on the list, but I think Coin is down here. Yeah, Coin is. We'll hit Coin here in a minute. What is the level in Feb from S&P 500? That was right around 4,200. Isn't that gap? The day yeah, it was the gap on the contract, but we don't typically leave giant gaps on a contract swap for futures. Usually we leave little gaps, but not giant gaps. A few points, not hundreds of points. So, all right. ADTX made the morning movers, but jeez, reverse split. That's why. 40 for 1 right there. The reverse splits are not bullish. That's going on down. You could almost bet on that being bearish. On continuing lower. It's a biotech. Biotechs don't always follow patterns, but one pattern I know is that reverse splits are not positive for stock prices. UVIX, nice little pop. Nice little pop. BLM and Bloomin' Brands. Is that Outback Steakhouse? That's just a sideways chop. I mean, that it could break out, but we've got kind of a double top situation going on. Proved a lot of resistance right up in here. Been unable to get through. May turn down again. That is a higher low. Does set the probability to break out. So move up through 28.75 probably would indicate that we're going to go on an extension. Something like 29.76, probably retrace back, retest the breakout, and then up to 31. Yang, 3x bears. I kind of mentioned China might go on a bearish move. That's potentially going to break out. We're still lower high than right back here. So I would be careful, but China's seems to have some bigger problems brewing. We've talked about it a few days now. Dolby Labs, right back up to the roadmap line. Watch for that to break out. A conservative entry would be above, filling this gap. Above that gap, right there. That little gap right there. Above that would be an indication we're going to push out to 95, possibly 100. BTI, BITI, short Bitcoin. Bitcoin's dropping, this thing popping. Be careful. That's a lower high and a downtrend and bearish. And this is probably a decaying asset, would be my guess. ROST, nice little pop from Ross stores. More of your retail sales. If we get above this, we're going on an extension. That extension target would be 128, possibly 136. And it probably looks something like this. We do that, we do this, and we do this. FNGD. 3x inverse leverage. Was it FNGU? Right into the target. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that. Beautiful. This correction can potentially be done very soon. Very, very soon. That was beautiful right there. I know some people around here were doubting that on FNGU. Look at that. Beautiful. Apple and Microsoft are on the list later, but look. Perfect. Yesterday I mentioned we needed Apple to flush down to the roadmap line. Right there it is. MSFT still a little above. We could see a flush down into the roadmap line. All right. Keys. Ooh, look at that. Ouch. Lower low. Even made a lower low than back here. That can wrap that up. It doesn't have to go any lower than that. But it could. It could. Extension would be down here like 111. MSTR, right back to the roadmap line. I think I said that was where it was going yesterday. Beautiful move. Somebody blowing me up on Slack. All right. We may see one more little dip here, but that is support. We're right at the zone. The double orange box. Watch for a reversal. The most aggressive, probably move back up through 330, 364, 330, 364. A little bit more conservative, back above that consolidation right there, about 393. And the target's going to be up here about 550. EL, ooh, ouch. I think I mentioned that was bearish recently. right down 159, 126 below that. SMCI, there's the target zone. You can doubt me if you want to, but it would not surprise me. Now, this can wrap up right here. This proved to be support. We touched it. I mean, it proved to be resistance on the way up and support right there, and we blast it off. We can find support in this box right here and go on another run. That next run would take us to 390, possibly 433 at this point. If we just turn up. The indication would be a move back up through 275. 270, 275, back above this high, that consolidation, back above that. Looks pretty bullish. As long as we're below that, watch out for a move back down to this roadmap line. Bill right here. Ooh. Let's see. Gotta run the fib. That's a potential measured bounce. We get back above the roadmap line, 110. That can be a big move. Talking 180. That's actually one I would take right there. I'm going to put an alert right there. That looks really nice. Really nice. I want to see it back above the roadmap line. Back above 110. Potential to do that right there. As a power setup right there. Beautiful. If you can't tell, I wait for these pullbacks. They're beautiful. Beautiful opportunities. Nvidia still staying way high. This has a lot of opportunity to drop. Be careful chasing Nvidia. I don't care what anybody else says. I am off of this until we get the pullback. I got him down here at 150 on that power move that I just talked about on Bill. That same setup was back here at 150. I rode it up, got off somewhere right in this area, around 375-ish, and just been waiting. I was in shares too, so wasn't even in options. Adobe, that one looks like it could drop, although it's holding up really well, similar to Google has been holding up really well. Adobe and Google likely to go on monster runs on the next move. Meta coming on back to the roadmap line, probably going to retrace back to the bottom of the box. Tesla in the goal zone. Watch for a reversal higher at this point. That was exactly where I wanted it to go. I mean, for all the doubters out there, boom, 215, wrongimer. What did I say? What did we talk about Monday night? Right there, boom. Got it. That's it. That was the goal. If we turn back above the roadmap line here, watch out, baby. Next target. You see this big arrow right here. We're going up, and at this point, probably up to 400. Beautiful. Buy it now? I'd be careful. I want it back above the roadmap line. We can extend lower. Be careful, all right? What about what gap on Bill? I mean, it's resistance. Yeah, there's resistance at all the gaps, but get back above there. It's looking pretty beautiful. All right. Moving on, PANW. These are the days I love right here. Everything is hitting my targets on the downside. We're finding some green resistance from reversal potential. This is the point where things get spicy. All right, this is where I love to find trade entries, and I'll sit on these for months. All right, PANW, aggressive entry here, more conservative above 253. Looking for this move on up. Potentially 274, 294. MSFT, like I said, probably going to dip on down if we can get there. In fact, I might buy my Apple shares back now. Coin, right back to the roadmap line. That was what I thought. Once we got below this level right here, I thought we were coming back to the roadmap line. We got there. This can be it. That can be the next target right up here around 150. possibly up to 190, 200, but 150 would be the more conservative target on the next move. Now we have to break above 84. We got to get back above that consolidation. Where does that consolidation come from? Well, the support slash resistance, those highs. We break out above those highs. We do have the prior high here and here now. That's been a double top area. So we do have that to contend with. We get above that and the extension. So I'm pretty excited about all this stuff. I am long coin, long term. Just been waiting, just sitting on it. I expected that pullback, but I don't get in and out because I tend to get chopped up when I do that. I just wait. I got in back here. Where even was it? Right back here. Got in on a couple of these. And I'm just going to wait. Wait for the upside targets. Snow. Some people are like, if you know it's going to pull back, why do you get out? Because I make bad decisions when I get in and out all the time. I'll doubt myself. I mean, let's be serious, all right? You start doubting, like, oh my God, that pullback looks horrible. Can you make that decision? How many times can you make that decision to get in to a horrible looking pullback? And then how good are you? I'm serious. I doubt myself when it does another pullback. You know, sometimes I feel good about it. Sometimes I'm like, oh God, I wouldn't get in that trade now. And then it takes off and does exactly what I thought it would. You know, that's my own personal psychology with my own money on the line. So most people out doing this are not going to tell you stuff like that. I'm 90% sure, maybe 100% sure. Most people are not going to tell you stuff like that. I second guess myself all the time on trades. Are my targets really good? I mean, I sit here and do this and get it right. I mean, Apple did exactly what I did. Did I trade for that? No. I sold my stuff when it came up short of getting 200. I said it was going to, back here in February, I said Apple's going to rally up and come up short of 200. When it did that, the day it did the spike, I sold my shares. I thought it was going right back down here. It did. Now, I'm probably going to buy 2 shares back. I was sitting on 2 shares. Yeah, small account, $1,000 account. I have 2 shares of Apple. Probably going to buy my 2 shares back, ride it for the next extension because the next extension takes us to 220. Be a beautiful move. Now, if the market's going to do the more bearish thing, know when you're wrong. All right? Know when you're wrong. It's not being wrong, it's staying wrong. Apple was the conclusion here. People want to know about Mara. It's following Bitcoin. As soon as Bitcoin turns, Mara's going to turn. That's right back to the roadmap line on the daily. Beautiful. Everything did exactly like I expected to. Hold right in that zone. Turn up. You got to wait for the turn. Can these all extend lower? You're sure as blank it can. Sure as bull shart it can. Sure as shart. Be careful. This is one of those days. It can trick you too. We can get a little mini rally and it rip us one more time. S&P didn't hit the daily roadmap line. All right. Square was bearish. Right there's the target. It can extend lower. PayPal been pretty bearish on that one. Moving lines. The ultimate target down around 45. Kind of expect it to come touch 54 right now. Watch for a strong reversal. Please be careful. Beautiful potential retrace right here. Now, let's talk about this one really quickly. Look at that beautiful move. Beautiful. This means SVXY, my short VIX. We may see one more spike down. If we get in the vicinity of 78, it's time to think about going long. Right now, it's still a little shy of getting to my target. Why am I talking about this? Look how many times it has done at 15 to 20% pullback since COVID. Since the COVID drop here, it has regularly pulled back about 15 to 20%, then shot right back up. Shot right back up. Nope, moving, shot right back up. Pull back, shot right back up. Pull back, shot right back up. These are all 15, 24, 17, 13, 16, 16, 14, and 14.5. Almost, if I pulled it down to the very bottom, it'd probably be 15. 14 and a half, 24, 23, 22, 21, 16, 18, and now our current one is only 11. This went extra long in between pullbacks, and if we get that move on down to 78, I got alerts all over the place here. If we get that move on that final flush out right there on SVXY, go long, go out like 3 months, ride it up, it's highly likely to come right back up. All right. I already did IWM by doing Russell right here. Just knock a decimal off. If you missed it, rewind. It's all recorded. All you have to do is pull the slider back on the bottom of YouTube. I'm going back and hanging out with my people in Discord. I will be on Ask the Pros today at noon. So if you want to come hang out with me more, I'll be on there. Link will be in Discord. Otherwise, stay safe out there. I'll see you on Monday. Bye for now.